below and let me know what is going on. I hope you're all safe. So currently all Norwich Youth for Christ projects are cancelled, and because of that I am, and I'm sure most other people are, getting very bored. So lots of things you can do when you're bored: watch films, TV shows, go for your daily exercise, cook loads of food, have probably like 10 naps a day, but you still end up really bored. So what's another thing you can do? You can play lots of board games. So you should gather all your family round and other people that you live with, just the people that you live with, and try and get them to do board games. If you like board games, feel free to comment below the kind of things that you enjoy, the kind of games that you like playing with other people, and that would be brilliant. However, lots of people find board games boring, and I completely disagree. I think some board games are boring, but I'm going to convince you that there are some really good board games out there. So I'm going to show you some board games that I like, some board games that we play a lot at Norwich Youth for Christ, and board games I find quite a lot of fun. But one thing to say before this is that I might expand the definition of board games ever so slightly. So not just games that have a board, I'm also going to talk about card games and sort of games that you get in a box that you play with people, not necessarily online, and it should be brilliant. Yeah. So what do you first think of when you think of board games? What's the first game you think of? Because when I was growing up there was only one game that we ever really played, which was a board game, and that was Monopoly. But lots of people hate Monopoly. With my family we'd always have lots of arguments about it, lots of people just find it boring and hate it. So I've got a couple of alternatives to Monopoly. The first one is Monopoly Deal. So this is like Monopoly, but it is a card game. So the aim of the game is to collect 3 full sets. So like this, collect 3 cards to get 1 set, and then you have to collect 3 full sets to win the game. We play this a lot at Boost. I would like to say that I'm like the champion of Monopoly Deal. Some people might disagree with me, but I think I'm pretty good at it. And I also quite like the game, the cards. You have a lot of action cards that tell you can do different things, like swap properties. You can just take other people's properties and like put stuff back. You can also collect rent from some people. You can pass go just like in the normal game, and you can also get some money. So I really enjoy Monopoly Deal. I think it's quite a bit different to normal Monopoly. It's a lot quicker, usually takes 10-15 minutes depending on the people you're playing with, and it's a really good game. However, another alternative to Monopoly Deal is Monopoly Cheaters Edition. It's exactly like normal Monopoly, instead you can cheat on it. So you have certain cards out, and if you manage to cheat in the way that one of these cards are, you get money and bonuses and stuff. However, you can't just cheat whatever way you want. You can't take money off people just because you want to. You have to do it in a specific way, like steal money from the bank, swap one of your properties with another person without them looking, place a hotel without people noticing, charge more rent, steal money from other people, that one's a fun one to do, collect rent for a property that isn't even your property, and give people the wrong amount of change when you have to give them change for rent. I find this really fun because it has an extra twist to the normal version of Monopoly. You can't just cheat in whatever way you want. It is strictly limited to what is on the cards, and it's one of my favourite games to play with my brother. We played it quite recently. It did get very competitive. I think I won, I can't remember, but it was lots of fun. So in case I haven't managed to convince you that Monopoly is the way forward, I've also got some other games. So this one is Codenames. So the box is ever so slightly beaten up because I do play it a lot. I got this when I finished my gap year, like 3.5 years ago now, as a leaving present from Norwich Youth for Christ, and then I never left. So yeah, it's a really cool game, and what you have to do is you have to work out which of the characters are your spies from their code name. So what you do is you have loads of these tiles set up. So maple, genius, platypus, stick. So you have lots of these laid out in a pattern like this, and only one person from each team can see whether it's a blue spy, a red spy, or the assassin. And the aim is for the person who can see it to try and describe it only using one word. I really enjoy this game, it's lots of fun, and once you've found the spy and you're correct, you either put a red tile if you're on the red team, or a blue tile if it's a blue spy. It's lots of fun. However, it does require quite a big group of people, because each team needs at least 2 people with 2 teams, and therefore you need at least 4 people. Sometimes that's not ideal if you've got a small group of people, if you've got a small family. Therefore, Codenames Duet, this only requires 2 people, but you can have more, and it's essentially exactly the same thing as normal Codenames, except less people, and you get this map of the world and you get to complete different missions, and they're all different difficulties. You always start in Prague because that's the easiest one, then you can go all over, and the aim is to see if you can get all of the places. So yeah, I really enjoy this. I haven't actually had this game for long, so therefore I've not played it. I think I've played it once or twice, but I do really enjoy that one. I usually end up sticking with the normal Codenames though, because I usually end up playing it with a bigger group. So, another game. This is one that you may definitely say is not a board game, because there is no element of a board there, and that is Cobra Paw. So Cobra Paw, very simple idea. You roll these dice and they will land on 2 different ones like that, and you'll have loads of tiles or Corfunku stones, and you have to, the first person to put the finger in the middle gets the stone, and it is the first person to 6 of the stones. Thing about games like this where it is speed is it can get quite violent, and sometimes you have to like control and like calm people down and be like, okay, it's just a game, it's all fine. But yeah, lots of fun. That's a really quick and easy game as well. It takes like, I don't know, 5 minutes, depends how many people you've got. But yeah, lots of fun. I really like the little patterns and the colours and stuff on it. It's really cool. Okay, the next one is one of my favourite games, and that is King of Tokyo. So in King of Tokyo you each have a monster and you have to roll dice to attack people and gain victory points. So my favourite monster, and the one I always try to go for, is Cyber Bunny. Look, I like to think it's quite cute because it's a bunny. However, let's face it, if you look at it, it is quite terrifying and looks like it could kill you. But yes, Cyber Bunny. The aim of the game is to either get 20 victory points up there, and it goes like that, and then, or be the last person not to die. So you go like that, and then death. Yeah, it's really fun, but the way you do this is by rolling 6 dice all at the same time, and you can roll it up to 3 times. So these are the dice. You get these, which are like energy cubes, which is like money. That regains your health. All the numbers are victory points, and that one means that you can attack people and get them to lose health. So yeah, this is quite a fun game. Again, it depends how many people are there, but sort of 15-20 minutes, I think, 30 minutes. It's not that long game, but it is lots of fun, and you get to pick like monsters that get to like attack each other. So yeah, that's cool. The next game, this is a game we quite often play in youth cafes. However, I don't have the original version. I only have the Harry Potter version. because I'm a bit of a Harry Potter nerd. So this game, the aim is to have one card in the middle. So you put that in the middle, and then you're looking at your card, you've got to find something that matches the two, and then you take the one from the middle, and you put it on top, and you keep doing that. And then at the end, when you've run out of them in the middle, you count all the cards and see who has got the most number of cards. What I quite like about this is that with some mathematical algorithmy thing, I don't really understand it, they've got it so each card has exactly one thing that is matching and only one thing, but it's sometimes quite difficult to see. So this one, they both have the key on it, but they don't have anything else matching. And when you're like, because it's all about quick fire, trying to do it as quickly as possible, sometimes you get stressed and you can't see the thing, and then it all gets very difficult. However, it is a lot of fun. The original version doesn't have Harry Potter characters on it, sadly. I wish it did. It has like an apple and a turtle and a tree, and I can't remember what else, but like normal things. And when you pick up the one from the middle, you have to say what you're matching. You can't just take cards from the middle. It can end up in, again, being very competitive, people snatching stuff and all that kind of stuff, because it's quick fire and the person can do it quickly. People are arguing over cards, but a lot of fun. I do enjoy this, but yes, it can get stressful. The next game I'm going to recommend, definitely a board game, there is a board, is Dixit. So this is one that I don't play a lot of because it does require a bigger group, but what you do is you have cards like this, and they're all really pretty. You pick one and you use one word to describe it, such as rabbit. I might say rabbit to describe this one because it has rabbits in it. And then other people who are also playing have to look at their cards and go, oh, which one looks like it could be rabbit. They also put it in the middle, shuffle it about, turn them all over. People have to try and guess which one I put in, or the storyteller, whoever turn it is, they have to put it in. I really enjoy this game because it's more of like a relaxed, calm game. There's no like time pressures, you can just relax. But another reason why I love this game is that the artwork on it is incredible. So like that kind of stuff, and that's a bit weird but really cool. And also because I've got an expansion pack, some of them are shiny as well and have like little bits of like, can't see if you can tell, but like little bits of like foil in it. It makes it look all shiny and stuff. It's really cool. Also, another reason why I love this game is that they do have a board, so you like count your points as you go around, because you get different points depending on whether people pick your card and stuff. And you have little rabbits as characters that move around the board, and it's like all grass and stuff. So it's really cool. Well, at least I think it is. And then possibly my favourite game of all time, again, debatable whether or not it's a board game, is Exploding Kittens. I love Exploding Kittens. It is possibly quite disturbing how much I love this game, because it is about exploding animals, but it is a lot of fun. The aim of this game is to not pick up an exploding kitten. If you pick up an exploding kitten, you die, and then you're out of the game. So this is what an exploding kitten looks like. They're quite cool pictures. However, if you have a diffuse, you can diffuse the exploding kitten. So this one says you diffuse an exploding kitten via catnip sandwiches. So you give the exploding kitten sandwiches, they decide not to explode. However, if you don't have a diffuse, you die. So the aim of it is to use all the other cards that you might pick up to make sure that you don't have to pick up an exploding kitten. I love some of these cards. These cards are really cool, like Hairy Potato Cat, Beard Cat, which took me ages to realise that it's Beard Cat because there's a cat as a beard. I don't know why. Taco Cat and Feral Cat. And it's quite sad. Poor Feral Cat. And then also, because I have an expansion on this one as well, This one has an imploding kitten, which means that if you pick up this card, nothing's going to help you, not even a diffuse. You are dead in this game. However, I understand that some of you guys may not like the idea of exploding kittens. Totally get that. So second alternative, the Star Wars one, which is, I've got a bad feeling about this, which is exactly the same idea. If you pick up a no, you are out of the game. So this one says, no, you blew up the Death Star. However, you can have escapes, which can then light diffuses, stop you from dying. However, I like these ones as well because they also give you a bit of like a challenge. So if you play this card, you have to do a certain thing for the rest of the game. This one says, you've lost a hand, so use only your left hand from now on. Whereas this one, you have to beep and whistle like R2-D2 every time you play a card, which could be a lot of fun. We started playing this recently at Boost. People weren't up for the exploding kittens. People weren't all for it, like I expected. So we started playing this one, and it's a lot of fun. We ended up playing it probably 4 times in a row the other day. I think that was last week maybe. And yeah, people loved it. It was really good. So yeah, I hope I've convinced you that maybe board games aren't such a bad idea and you should run around everyone you've got around you in your house and play lots of board games. Maybe I haven't convinced you. We'll see. But what I'd like you to do is comment what your favourite board games are, and I'll quickly have a look through and see if I've played any of those board games, because I also want inspiration, because I'm also stuck in the house and want board games. So yeah, but one really good thing about board games is that even though churches are closed, most people aren't in school, lots of people aren't at work, we can still have community with each other. So we can still sit around, we can still do things like play board games with each other. So the early church, so back way long ago, just after Jesus died, came back to life, went up to heaven, the early church, they met in other people's houses. And even though we can't go into other people's houses at the moment, we can meet those who are already in our house, and we can meet up with those who are in other houses, but virtually. So we can meet them through Facebook, WhatsApp, all of those things, and we can join together, talk, play board games, definitely a good idea, and do all this different stuff. Also, I would like to challenge you into seeing if you can play a board game online. So if 2 people have, for example, Dixit, I'm not sure how it would work for Dixit. Anyway, if 2 people had Dixit sets, could you both play it over webcam? I'm not sure you could actually. That was a bad example. King of Tokyo, could you work out how to do it over like Skype? Because I think you probably could, and that way you can play board games with people who are still far away without putting yourself or them at risk, and it would be great to sort of come together and get to know each other. So next week Nick is going to come on and give us an example of how to play a board game, which would be incredible. Hopefully he's also going to show us how to do it sort of online with other people who may not necessarily be with you, how you can still play these games. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see what other board games people have recommended. Big Bang Theory Trivia Pursuit. I do actually have that somewhere. That was recommended by someone. I've played that before. I have lots of board games. I've run out of sort of time and room to show you, but I hope you're all well, stay safe, I'll see you soon, and I hope you have a great week. Tune in again tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and Nick will be doing a challenge with you guys and seeing if you guys can get along even though you aren't physically there. Okay, bye!